Just a quick stream because I want to test the sound because I'm running it through Restream and checking to see that my audio is still the same and still half decent. Not perfect, but at least decent because I've got a podcast thing today and I haven't configured it since I moved the computer. So anyway, good morning, hello. I know it's been a while, but that's because I'm putting everything together. I've been struggling so fucking hard. I swear to God, with just like my homepage, and I think I've pushed through a couple of ideas that have sort of come together, and hopefully I might be able to smash through it later. But I got too much school, I got law school shit this week, so and recording this interview, so we'll get there. I'm working on it, nearly done. I keep saying I'm going to get stuff done, but I will. I promise. I promise. And you will be able to, like, I'm aware that I've neglected Patreon. I'm aware that I've neglected these things. I'm aware that I've been quiet, but this is just part of the process. With you can't just. I've talked about this before. How there's people who can just log on and talk shit. I don't log on and talk shit. A lot of the work that I do actually takes, believe it or not, actually takes quite a lot of prep, a lot of reading, a lot of research, all that sort of stuff. So I'm just taking a little bit of downtime to sort of recalibrate the branding, recalibrate everything. I may end up pivoting from this channel. I may, because it is sort of kind of a bit dead, but like, I don't know whether there's a fresh start or what. Most of the archive streams and videos are actually hidden at the moment because I need to go through them all. The thing about having, 4 years, nearly 5 years of fucking hell, 5 years of live streaming is that, you got 5 years of live streaming and there's a lot of things that you might have said or whatever. Again, not that I'm too worried. I'm just moving in various directions at the moment to test the microphone because the microphone is the main thing. Okay, so let's get straight up and close. Don't look too close. Don't get too close. But no, so I'm testing the audio because I'm trying to find that balance because I don't like the microphone on screen, but I'm trying to find the balance between the sound and the all that sort of stuff. So yeah. But yeah. So hang on, let me just check CC. There's only 2 viewers. There's not much going on. I don't know who's here. Oh, Judith's here and Stephen's here. Hello. See, because the thing, when I can stream from a browser source, I can actually show chats. And so, like, it actually works pretty well. But everything has its sort of up and down sides because you can't really automate with Restream. When you're using the browser, you can't do all the automations because it's all hooked into OBS. I suppose you can. Well, I suppose I could. It's just a lot of hassle anyway. Because I have this whole launch sequence. I could probably I could probably embed it into a video and just play the video. It's probably a better idea. It would take the load off, actually. No, actually, that's worth thinking about. I should do that. But yeah, so when you do a podcast, like people don't, again, the technical stuff behind this, which is that when you're live streaming with the live streaming software, which I use OBS, but this is anything, you've got your desktop set up and that's all set up. But then you've got to use, because obviously I've got lights and lighting and various effects and filters and sound filters and all that stuff. That's all configured in the desktop app. So when I'm on a Zoom call, I want it to look good. I want it to look like this. I don't want it to be like the raw, because I've got the camera and everything set in a way that is you see what I'm saying? So if I just use that straight camera as a source, I look like shit. So you need to do a thing where you got to put OBS out. Now, because I have a Mac, Mac doesn't like using your like OBS, like audio, and I put all my audio filters in OBS as well. So you've got the bass and you've got all of that stuff, all of your levels, everything is configured in that thing, right? So then I've got to get a way to get the audio out of OBS, and that was all set up. But then I decided to change computers, and that's where here we are. And I haven't been streaming much. I've been very much in dormant, not dormant because I'm busy every day, but like really working on personal brand stuff, getting my website done, getting my strategy done, all that sort of stuff, right? And I've got to give myself permission to work in bursts, because like this is just so far down the priority train. Like it's just not a source of income. It's a source of fun. It's just, I'm not doing anything crazy. And I actually don't see a future in it. There's no money in it. It doesn't make any money, right? My money is in consulting. My money is in the stuff that actually, like I'm just not somebody who can make it work. Okay. I'm not going to make a living doing this. Okay. Because I just don't have, it's not that I don't have what it takes. I just won't do the things that are required to do that. Okay. Just to sort of, you got to do one thing. You got to pander to one audience. You got to sort of pick one niche and run with it. You've kind of got to stream every day. Like if you look at a lot of they stream like 8 to 10 hours a day, and it's like I can't do that. Like that's just not something that I could do. I could if I was paid to do it full time. I could do it quite happily, but it's just not something that I don't see a way to make this work in a way that is in line with my brand, other than just showing up and streaming from time to time. I do have user story. The other thing that I've been quiet on, and the reason why I'm a little bit quiet at the moment, is because I've been working on the new podcast, User Story Hour. I have like 50 guests on a list that are like, and I've got they're all yeses, and it's just crazy. So I've got a year's worth of podcasts already, like, to go if I just start. But I've got, again, people underestimate the effort involved, which is I've got to do all the assets. I've got to set up the technology. I've got to set up the podcast feed. I've got to write all the copy for everything. I've got to write the descriptions, all those sorts of things. Like, for whatever anyone will tell you about AI, it's not there yet. It's not even remotely close to production ready. And I think, do you know what I think? I think every idiot that I hate should definitely use AI. They should definitely use AI to write their stuff. But no, I've got a bit of a fry going on with my voice as well. So that's why I thought I'd stream, and then I'd warm up my voice and, get some camera stuff going on. So how is everybody? It's a weird time of day with short notice, but here's my Dick bottle. Dick bottle's here. Oh, forgot to mention, makes me put my name here, so I had to. I've switched Twitter accounts. The people, Judith and Stephen, already know that, and they already follow me. But if you're watching the replay, I've got to change the graphic here that says Taylor. But I have switched Twitter accounts now. I've archived the old one. The reason for that, and I've still got to record a video on this. I know I keep saying I'm going to do it today, and it never gets done. I'm hoping that I might be able to get it done this afternoon, now that I've got all this going. Okay. Is that my last account, no matter what I did, couldn't get out of the search suggestion ban, which basically means that you won't get seen. You don't get seen recommended outside of a handful of your immediate people that you interact with. You don't even get seen by most of your followers. You can't get reach. And because I'm going to be pivoting, some of I'm launching some consulting products and courses and various other things like that aren't necessarily that I'm going to need to advertise. It is absolutely dead money if I use that other account to advertise, knowing that I can't get any organic reach. So I had to pivot the account. I tried to get it fixed. Twitter support don't do anything. But I tried to do everything, but I just have no choice but to archive it and move to the new account. As much as I'm annoyed by that, it is what it is. I ran a little experiment where I did a tweet, and I had a friend retweet who's is a 100K plus friend, and I appear to be out of Twitter jail with that other account. I appear to be able to do all of the right things and make all of the right things happen, and the reach not be capped at like 300 and 350 like it has been in the past. So I got out of that. I managed to get a few thousand views that time. So, again, it's not necessarily something I'm worried about when I'm just talking shit. Like, I'm not concerned with reach, but I am concerned with my ad spend. So when I do want to run a promotion or I do want to run some sort of campaign, you want to make sure that that you're optimized and that you're being seen, because they're not going to do anything. They're going to just take your money, right? They're going to want me to pay. I'd end up having to pay double for like what ordinary people, right? Would pay half, right? That's the problem with when you are shadow banned. You end up having to pay a higher cost per click, right? And that sort of stuff. Because you're not getting the organic reach that you would ordinarily get. So as much as I hate fixating on things like reach, the problem is that, if you're going to be doing any kind of marketing or self-promotion or anything like that, you want to make sure that your account is in the clear, because you end up paying more. And so it's just an opportunity. As much as I'm sort of emotionally attached to my old account, I think that fresh start is a good call in the long run. It is annoying because, I've had to retrain my feed and but that said, my feed is good now, so I want to use it a bit less. I actually went and blocked Elon Musk. I blocked Donald Trump. I blocked a whole bunch of keywords, including gender critical stuff. I blocked pretty much everything. I blocked Trudeau. I blocked anything that is like culture wars crap. Okay, anything that mentions Trudeau. Hi, Judith. I know you said Canada's still nuts, but hi, Judith. But I block any of that. I just block anything that sniffs of rebel news, culture wars, anything. I don't see it anymore. I don't mute. I don't see it. So, and my mental health and my experience on Twitter is better for it. So I only see funny things and birds and interesting, like serious things like journals. Like I'm not going to listen to tweets anymore. Like I don't care. Like I mean, really, who cares about the political takes of an idiot? I don't know why people take that in their like. I'm not concerned. Okay, the right wing fuckers. That's that whole ecosystem. Let them shout into the void. I don't need to see it. I don't need to fight it. I find it a waste of time, a waste of life. They're arguing on Twitter. They're not doing anything. If you want to, and I've spent years trying to persuade people otherwise, and I just end up being punished for it. So there's absolutely no point even trying to dissuade people from going down that path, because ultimately they don't listen to me, and I end up punished for it anyway. And I ended up in a position where a viral, excellent account built over many years, where I generally friendly, other than the swearing. The swearing was the thing that actually came back to haunt me in the end. But there's not much you can do about that. If you get flagged as not safe for work, like you just, it's dead. You can't, you don't get reach on the like recommendation stuff. If you're trying to promote a business that isn't like an OnlyFans, you don't want to get flagged as not safe for work, because you will end up paying more for your advertising and all of that sort of stuff. So, but I'm going to talk about this. Like, I will talk about how, like, the actual impact that getting involved in these things has on you. Like, and there's nothing there for you in the end. Like, it's not like there's anyone that's going, it's not like Megan Murphy's going, oh, thanks, Taya, for all of your support, and thank you for all of this, and thank you for your. No, they fucking don't care that they fucked up my account. They keep showing up to try and follow these gender critical bot like troll farm accounts and stuff, or anonymous accounts, and I block them all. Because I don't have any choice, because they, by association, the stink that is on you from this stuff, if you've got any kind of serious business, that you're trying to do, or anything where you want to try and actually do any good in this world, the stink is incredible, and there's nobody there to say thank you in the end. So I decided to not do it anymore. I'm withdrawing my support, and I'm withdrawing my help. And I don't have to support things just because, I don't have to. Because at the end of the day, I have said my piece. I've told everyone what it is. I know what it is. It's mostly bots and astroturfing and people who are mentally ill. Okay, I'm writing a thing about monomania at the moment, and explaining what monomania is. Okay, I prefer to call it spurging the fuck out, but monomania is a little bit more algorithm friendly. And it's a mental illness. If you're fixating on one thing over and over again, constantly, that's a mental illness. Okay. You're not well. And so I don't expect others to go, turn around and like, don't, you can ruin your own life. Don't ruin everyone else. And I think people really underestimate how their own conduct affects other people, who are out there with their real names and by association end up punished by the tech. But and I'm actually quite. Obviously like you go, oh well, it is what it is. I'm not someone who's particularly fixated on reach outside of ad spend and being able to promote my services. But at the same time, I mean, you don't want to go viral. Viral sucks. But it's just like there's a stink on me and my name and my reputation by association with no fucking thank you for it. Why would you do that? Why would you go and all it does is wreck you, is what I'm saying. There's no point. I understand why people don't say anything because it just drags you down into a pit. And honestly, if I'd had more, I got if I'd known what I was in for in 2017, when I first said something, I can't remember when it was now, 2018, whatever. I've not done it. There was nothing at the end except abuse and harassment by psychos and bullying. Like the bullying of Jane Claire Jones on there at the moment by the usual suspects. Why would you be part of that? That's not what you don't get anything done. They're just boring old cyber bullies. It's pylon shit. It's go away, fuck off, grow up, get a life. So it's okay. So I'm slowly moving forward there. But anyway, so I have switched Twitter accounts. That's the new one, Taya Smith AU. I'm trying to determine whether the account is an ID number or whether it will be the username. I'm going to, every time it's just sunk cost shit. I can't be asked dealing with it. But yeah, anyway. So, what else? I think that's it. I just wanted to come in. I think that's enough to test my sound. Unless there's sort of something I'm going to be doing, probably talk about something. I'm mostly doing pre-recording at the moment. So most of my stuff, God, I look like shit. Sorry. I haven't got I'm doing a lot of recorded stuff, scripting stuff. I'm going to try and be doing more uploaded video than streams. Mostly, first of all, it's just so much fucking effort. I hate editing. But I am going to be, I've got a whole thing. I've got a whole bunch of stuff. So I've just got too many things to do. And law school, right? I've got so much to do. It's just, I can only do so much. I'm at my limit. I can't do so. So I don't have bandwidth. But, become a patron and I might be able to prioritize it. Anyway. So I think that's enough of a test. I hope you're well. Unless there's anything that you want me to talk about right now, I am going to go because I've got to watch this and recalibrate the audio and prepare for the next thing. I think my voice is I'm going to have to do another round of voice exercises, and no one wants to hear that because you just sit there humming and going, oh, I'm doing scales and stuff. You don't want to do that. You don't want to hear me do that stuff. Although what passes for entertainment these days is pretty low bar, so maybe I'll just sit there and sing some scales, shall I? Anyway, no, I do need to just warm up my voice a little bit and have another coffee and stuff. So the sound is good. I'll listen on a few different speakers and just see if there's any subtle problems, but most of the time it's pretty good, so should be okay. Oh, good. Hi, Ryan. Okay, excellent. Oh, good. LinkedIn chat's working again, or at least it's working in the web browser part. That's good. Sorry, I do like the ability to just selectively put chat, to put these things like that manually, because sometimes it takes me a while to see them. But yeah, it's you trade one problem for another problem, but I think I may have accidentally solved. See, so here we go, creative tip. If you're struggling with something, go do something else. And I know that this is like creatively, particularly if you're writing anything or creating anything, or especially trying to design something, which I've been trying to do. If you're working on writing or trying to solve a problem at all, don't do that problem. Just go and do something else. That's why you have some good ideas, like sitting on the loo or in the shower, or the best jokes come to you when you're not sitting there trying to write jokes. It actually, it's when you're walking around doing whatever, and that's why you should carry a notebook with you at all times, because your brain, different parts of your brain, and it moves to different parts of your working memory, and I can't remember what the exact words are. I'd have to, anyway. When I'm doing terminology, I have to check because, obviously, but there, when you switch to your focus to something else, as long as, like, again, I have ADHD, so like I have to learn to wrangle that, but sometimes just pulling yourself out of that hyper focus and out of that obsessiveness, that can shut down your creativity and your ability to solve, and you kind of end up spinning your wheels. I can often do that. I can end up spinning my wheels a little bit. So I just go and do something else, go for a walk, whatever. So, but that's what happened now, which is what I've been trying to think about, like the best way to stream in a way that's flexible and doesn't require so much setup and configuration every single time. Because, some people I don't have everything I do myself. Okay. So I'm configuring the sound, doing the lights, doing the thing. I do the OBS, I do the branding, I do the writing, I do the copy, I write. The nature of my writing means I have to do research. I'm also studying law. Okay. I also have client work. Okay. So there's only so much I can do. Also, I'm doing, finishing courses and content and stuff that actually might make some fucking money. Okay. So, so that's where I need to prioritize, right? But sometimes I do get obsessed because I try not to do too much time blocking and balance that, because once I get into hyperfocus, sometimes hyperfocus can turn into, like I said, spinning my wheels and trying to get through and push through something that I need to take a breather on. And so I knew that. I was subtle crackle. Okay, I'll have a listen. If it's just a subtle crackle, that's fine. If it's just a podcast thing, they can, as long as it's like fairly clean, it's fine. It might actually be my voice too, because I've got a slight crackle to my voice at the moment. I need to find some vocal exercise. I only know how to do singing exercises. I don't know whether they're the same as talking ones. I have to look it up. I imagine they're similar, but yeah. Anyway, I've got to learn how to go. That's on my list. My mental list of things to look up is what exercises to do to fix the vocal fry and the like various other little things. Yeah, anyway, so there's that balance with ADHD, which is like, yes, you want to harness hyper focus, but not to the point where you're like spinning your wheels and obsessive, because sometimes that can affect your ability to solve the problem, and you're not seeing the forest for the trees. So you kind of got to pull yourself out of hyper focus and do something else. And so it's very difficult to sort of shift that. Like, it's very, very difficult. But that's I feel refreshed a little bit today. That's why I often will, if I'm struggling with a design or something, I'll do it tomorrow after a night's sleep, and I go, okay, fresh eyes tomorrow. Or like, I'll sit on things. I like the things that I'm writing at the moment. It's, again, most people who write do this. They sit on their content, right? They sit on, sometimes literally, because they're talking out of their ass. But they sit on, if it's sort of evergreen and lasts a while, then you can afford to sit on it for a few weeks, which is a lot of the stuff that I've been working on. I can sit on. Okay. So I can but yeah, so yeah. Anyway, that's part of the process. It's annoying, but it's part of the process. Anyway, I'm going to go. It's only been it's been 20 something minutes, but that's enough. I just wanted to go and test and just say a quick hello, test this browser thing. Okay. It appears like the chats are all working again now. So it looks like I don't have chats from X, but that's normal because nobody fucking sees anything on X anymore. On my new account, yes, but people will wander over with time. But if you see people, like, just anyway, I got to keep reminding people that I've moved, but because there's like some pretty decent famous people and influencers. It's like, I think if you underestimate, I think it's easy to underestimate how much you gather over like a period of like 20. That's a 2011 account. So I've it's my second Twitter account. So I've spun a new account before. I had in 2011, I had 12,000 followers, and I never quite and I nuked that account. Okay. That was a high number for that that period of time. Then I got the new account, and then I just sort of left. I got sick of it. Most of my fun stuff was on my old account, and then I deleted it I've got a chapter on that thing that I'm writing about. But and then I deleted it and started over, and got up to sort of, I can't remember what it was, about 5,500 something, and it was sitting there, and then I quit. And I quit Twitter. Like, I just was like, because when Trump got elected, it was like not the same. So I was like, didn't use it I think I lost interest from about 2014 onwards. So it was just not the same. And so it sat there, and I checked in from time to time, but I kind of just, divested my time and energy from Twitter. And then I came back to look at what the fuck was going on with Meghan Murphy, and that rest is sort of there. But I do still have a lot of really good followers and people I don't want to lose touch with on that old account. So, but I'm also somebody who doesn't DM. I don't use DMs. I don't want to specifically message anybody. I'm a bit afraid to, especially if they're like famous and stuff. It's a bit weird to show up in people's DMs. So I don't really do that. So I will never request Facebook, or I'm just one of those people. I just don't really request things. I'm not someone to initiate anything like that. If people go in and out of my life and in and out of my day, but I don't generally initiate stuff, mostly because I don't like bothering people with my stuff. So I just sit there and anyway. Hello. X chat is working. Hello. Oh, that's good. So we're all working, we're functioning. It looks like all I need to do now is just plug my phone in, and if there's any sound issues, then I'll fix those. But seems to be working well. The reason why I'm doing this quick stream is because the podcast that I'm recording on as a guest, they're using Riverside, and that uses the browser. I normally use an API using OBS. I usually use different software, and so I needed to check and configure this because I was on a different computer. That I did a fresh install of Mac OS, so I had to couldn't remember my settings or anything like that. But hopefully this looks good. I don't know. Am I I don't even know, because I'm just not paying attention. But anyway, I look like shit. I'm gonna stop saying I look like shit. That doesn't matter. Who cares? Okay. Anyway, take care. I do hope to. I'm going to try and stream. It's not going to be tomorrow. I was thinking I might try and do a weekend stream. Weekends are harder because I've got a house full on the weekends. But I do need to try and start, and especially like Saturday afternoons. That's the days when I kind of do shopping and food prep and all of that sort of stuff. Try to spend time with the kids, even though they're old now. They don't want to spend time with me. I'm like the last person. You want to watch a movie? No. Okay, then fine. They're not interested in anything I've got to say anymore. You know what they're like. But I do try to do sort of domestic stuff and that stuff on the weekends. But I do know that people are around more on the weekends, so it's probably, I don't know. I'm figuring out where streaming fits in this whole thing and where YouTube fits, because it's something that I enjoy doing, but it's not something that I can justify doing because of, it's first of all, it's difficult streaming to, as much as I love you all and you show up and a handful of people show up, it's like a chicken and the egg thing where in order to build the audience and do it to an audience, you got to invest so much time and energy into what you're going to say. Obviously I don't script or anything. I'm just sitting here chattering. But, if I'm going to provide value for people, I do need to make sure that I do some preparation, right? You got to respect that people are spending their time and not waste it, right? As much as I appreciate these precious life seconds that you're wasting with me right now, I am always conscious of that. So I do need to, lift my game a little bit there. So, and the problem with that is that then you've got to justify the prep, like, live streams. If I'm going to be talking about things like AI or content or anything that's, I mean, the professional stuff is easy because I've been doing it for so long that I can talk to like any kind of thing, right? But I don't want to do another fucking like AI or marketing. I want to talk about other stuff. And I don't want to be sort of, squeezed into this one niche. And I do like just talking about, just like hanging out and just talking about whatever. So I'm just trying to figure out where that fits. In the overall scheme of things. And some of that's just getting back to basics. So there's what I like, what's worth doing, what makes money, what doesn't, what might make money if I put a bit more effort in, those sorts of things. I'm sort of, it's tricky because, obviously the things you like doing don't always pay, but so they always fall by. And if you're a workaholic like me, if it's not your job, it doesn't get done because my whole life is consumed by work and study. But yeah, so anyway, I'm going to try, I don't know, maybe it might be more of a comedy outlet or something like that. But I do have the new podcast coming. So that's the one that that's going to be a lot more structured. You'll sort of see a more professional me. The podcast I'm on today, I'll share it when it's out, but you'll see that, I can I can string a sentence or two together on marketing issues and tech and those sort of things. So I think you'll find that, this is more my sort of unfocused, meandering stuff, and I enjoy that. I just like hanging out. Maybe we could actually, because the thing about this when I use Restream is that people can actually just jump on as a guest as well. So maybe we can make things a bit more interactive and collaborative as well. I just don't, obviously I want people who want to come on and hang, not just be a guest, because there's other avenues in which to do that. So I'm just figuring out what these things are. I have the skills. I like doing it. It's fun, but I'm just you got to go that next level, and you got to balance sort of the fact that YouTube punishes you for only live streaming. You don't get anywhere if you're just live streaming. And then you've got to do uploads, but then if you've got to do uploads, you've got to do editing and all that shit. Okay, all the shit that goes with a proper YouTube channel rather than just using it as a streaming vessel as I do. And I swear to God, you have no idea how much effort production work is, right? And if you don't like doing it, it's boring as fuck, right? I think I've spent too many years in Photoshop and in the Creative Suite to be bothered with the Creative Suite and learning another, you get what I mean. I can do the basics, but I'm so tired of it. Anyway. But I just don't like doing it. But I will if I have to. Like I know how. It's boring. Anyway, so I'm gonna go. I love you. I'll be back maybe weekend, maybe early next week. We'll see how I go. Because I'm obviously working on being an accredited mediator as well. So it's fucking like I've got to do all of that stuff. But yeah, I'll be back soon. Thanks for showing up. It's very cool. I appreciate it. But this was just a thing that I've got to prep just to test to see how the audio goes. Let me just go in a little bit closer to see if there's any pops or anything like that, but we should be good. Okay. Take care. Bye.